Hi Virgo, how's it going? You have to excuse the red hat, but the orange one's got to be washed sometime. Okay, shuffling now because in this video we've got 3-card tarot for the sign of Virgo, and I'm shuffling now, asking for 3 cards in this reading for Virgo. I'm doing this around the solstice weekend of June 2019, but the best time to watch these, friends, is when you're drawn to them. So here we are and here we go, and the first card that comes out in this week's spread is the 6 of Swords. Now then, here's one of my favourite characters, the sheep shopkeeper. She appears as the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, which is Tarot in Wonderland. But here she's taken Alice on this rather unpredictable looking journey across water. You can see in this picture there is kind of rough water more or less where the boat is, and much smoother water ahead where it's kind of, it's shiny, it's reflecting lots of light. And going towards those bare trees there, but the full moon in the background speaks of fullness to come. And whenever the trees are bare, it's a cycle, is it not? And things are likely to start improving. It is really about improvement when that card comes. Whether the improvement is actually here right now or not is another matter. It's fluid energy, guys. It really depends who's watching this and you know, where you are in your own life. But the most important interpretation on any of these online readings is the ones that you put on them yourselves, because you will have been drawn to watch this, you know, or whoever you watch, we're all drawn to do these things when we hold that intention. So that's come up as well with the 6 of Swords there. You know, swords, it's air sign energy. It's a lot to do with kind of reasoning and intellect. So I can see a lot of thinking and a lot of just trying to work out how things are going to fit together around at the moment, Virgo. But I'm shuffling now. I'm going to ask for some more significance. Please tell us some more about the 6 of Swords in this spread for the sign of Virgo. And what have we got? Trust the niggle. Okay, got a niggling feeling, something kind of niggling at you to try and poke you into action, get something done. Well, that's coming for a reason, and this is going to be about kind of putting your fears to one side. And that is something I didn't totally pick up on in this card. We do have a lot of fear around in this card, actually, because even with the best will in the world, if you're in a small boat at night on rough water, you know, it's one of those dangerous situations in life. So something needs to happen. There's a prompting to get going. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That's what this card asks. Now, take note, friends. This character, the lady in this card, is dressed in lilac amethyst robe there. So it's a very gentle kind of healing. And it's a very gentle kind of healing, which is going to work against a very dark, turbulent, cloudy sky there. It's only the darkness that lets us believe that light can come in. But I'll say it again because it relates to this card. It's a cycle, yeah? There are no leaves on the trees to be seen in this picture. And everything in nature is at a lull there, isn't it? Apart from the water, which is still kind of stirring up. But as she goes forward, Alice is actually very soon she is just on the edge of coming into that smooth, gentle, calm water there. So that is a really good sign, is it not, Virgo? This is fluid energy, different strokes for different folks, of course. But that looks really positive to me. And because we've got this cloak of lilac amethyst healing on, we're looking at a fairly gentle journey. It's just a matter of actually trusting what's nagging at you and actually taking some action, getting moving, getting things started. That's what most readings are about, you know. It's about getting started in one direction or another because, you know, life is change. I say it every week several times, and I say it to myself almost every day because it is possible to get rather fed up with the amount of changes going on in life, is it not, Virgo? And that's why we've got the lilac amethyst there, because it's not going to be too hard. It's not going to be too difficult. So let us have the middle card of this spread, please, for the sign of Virgo in this reading, which I'm doing in June 2019, but which is for any time. And here we have it. It's the Knight of Wands. Right, Leo energy here, if ever I saw it. Okay, and basically he's a fire sign card, and when he comes in, it's about focus, right? And this is the answer, this is the way forward, is to find focus. It sounds to me like it would be kind of quite difficult for you to even look the problem in the eye at the moment, Virgo, and some problems are like that, but don't give up on it. What's hopeless right this minute isn't going to be hopeless a week down the line, because life is always changing. Right, the Knight of Wands, don't get pushed too hard, right? He can push you much too hard, can this character. He can really push, and he's quite egotistical as well in his own way, but bags of actual positive good energy here. If he's leaning on you a bit too much, excuse me, a bit too much, if his energy is getting a bit hard to take, just don't let him push you too much. Just sort of go along with it, and eventually he'll focus on someone else or something else, and then he'll come back to you, and then he can appeal to his ego all over again. Okay, Virgo, so just don't get pushed too hard, but do keep that focus in. That is such the main thing, yeah. And as the Six of Swords cards shows us, there's still a little bit of fear around. Maybe this isn't the exact minute to get focused, but if you're going to trust that niggle, if you're going to bring the healing in, then it's going to be time to act pretty soon. And there is a lot of energy in there with the Knight of Wands. The Suit of Wands has so much to do with actually getting things done, the fiery kind of energy of will, you know. So that energy is there. I see that in you, Virgo. And I see someone else with that coming in to help you. Okay, probably looking at Leo energy by the look of that card. But you never know, different strokes for different folks. So I've said, tell me more, please, about the Knight of Wands in this reading for the sign of Virgo. And we've got the Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Wow, very magical images in this card. Let me just take a closer look. I can't see it all that well in the old sort of camera screen thing there. Okay, so right, this actually looks a little bit like the Tower of Destruction, and we know that when the Tower of Destruction comes in, it's not going to end really badly. It's not a harbinger of doom. It means things moving on, possibly in quite a sort of amplified, quite pronounced way that people don't have much choice about. But that's the Knight of Wands for you. He can push too hard. Don't get pushed too hard. Okay, but what are you clinging on to? You don't want to cling on to it too much, because this shaft of light has come in, right? It's split this grey image right in half, shone light into it, shown the light that is there behind the darkness. Okay, so remember the light behind the darkness, and try not to hang on for too long. Okay, maybe you're hanging on to something for a good reason, guys. It is, you know, I keep saying it, fluid energy. It is different for everybody. But it is possible to hang on to things for the wrong reasons, or maybe to hang on to things because life has changed around you in ways you haven't understood yet. But cords are being cut all the time, and you know, if you cut a cord and you actually find that really it would have been better if you hadn't cut that cord will grow back. It's not a problem. We relate to each other for kind of 10,000 years, the Taoists say. So there is plenty of time. And if you need to cut a cord for now, just, you know, no reason not to do that, because if you need it, it'll come back. So let's have the third and final card in this 3-card tarot spread for the sign of Virgo in June 2019, or evergreen on my channel forever. Do take a look at my channel, by the way, guys, just while I'm shuffling here. There's getting on for 400 videos on it. I don't think it's quite 400 yet, but it's getting close. And they go back years. Some of them are about chickens, some of them are about brewing alcohol, machines, all kinds of things. But most of them on there are psychic. It's to make a psychic channel is what I really kind of decided to do, to get serious, because that's what I do in life as well. So what have we, please, for the sign of Virgo in this reading for the very last card? We'll turn it over now, and it's the Ace of... Oh, the deck's falling. It's the Ace of Swords. Hang on a second, my deck's just falling out everywhere. Let's pop that over there. Right, Ace of Swords, at last I can show it to you. There it is. So swords energy, air sign energy, really. A lot to do with the intellect, a lot to do with thoughts about love. If you've got kind of reservations about things, reasoning comes in strongly with this card. So this is all showing the way forward. Okay, so realization, yeah, and I feel this would be somewhere around the heart, actually. Either, you know, a loved one in the romantic sense, or a loved one, very close family member. Possibly both, who knows? But Ace of Swords, so we've got blue sky thinking, yeah, they're sticking up into a blue sky. There's two swords. Well, it's not really. One of them's a wand, but it shows the magic of the universe coming and standing with you as you have that realization. Because as shocking as it might be when it comes, it's really going to explain a lot of things, and someone's going to have a lot of explaining to do. I feel as well, Virgo. I think there's going to be some explanations, and I think things that no, I don't think. I know things are going to change because you guys are on this journey. The rough waters are receding. Things actually are coming into smoother times. We have actually got the energy we need. He's pretty difficult to deal with. Really is very difficult to deal with at times, actually, the Knight of Wands. But he brings the energy, and he brings the kind of no-nonsense need for focus, okay? And I can actually see that coming in. Can actually see that not being too much of a problem. Because look at this one again, actually. This one that came up as significator for the Knight of Wands. Pointing straight up and coming to a point is always about focus. So tell us more, please, about the Ace of Swords in this reading for the sign of Virgo. Tell us some more about the Ace of Swords, and just kind of found its way into my hand, this one, really. I hadn't finished shuffling, but sometimes a card suggests itself. So, telling us more about the Ace of Swords, we have this one. It's Unbound. I'm going to have to turn it round to read it because my eyesight is dreadful. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Releasing soul patterns. That's what really jumps out at me, because I found myself talking about cord cutting the cord, and so that's going to be something we need to do. See, there is actually a cord holding these people down, although one of them is managing really to fly high. So maybe that's you, Virgo. Maybe you're flying high there, or maybe you're just beginning to try to fly high. But that energetic, that upliftment of energy. What is it? The energetic upliftment of the situation is strongly there, strongly powerful, and really, really showing healing coming in here. It's just a bit of a stretch because things do look a bit tied down. Things do look a little bit stuck, but the characters in it aren't stuck. And that is to tell us about the Ace of Swords. It's blue sky thinking. So when that realization comes in and grows on you and becomes real, it's a good time to act on it, in my humble opinion. Okay, because you need to be flying free. The human soul is like that. And we tend to think we've kind of passed into being something other than our human incarnation when we pass on to the next world. And there's no doubt we can, in my mind anyway, that we can reincarnate as kind of different creatures in different ways. I'm actually pretty sure of that. But once we've had a human soul, there is human understanding in it. There's no doubt about that either. The further you get into spiritual work, the more you see that, and many people have said that. So be aware of the full moon. It's only half the full moon really that we can see in this, but that is actually that light drawing us. Sometimes people associate the full moon with being a false light, and that is part of one of the traditional tarot meanings for sure. But it's not really, you see, because it's not actually moonlight. Isn't actually light coming from the moon, starting out from the moon. It's sunlight that's reflected off the moon and coming into us. So, it's the real deal. It's genuine. I'm going to leave it there, friends. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be along again with yet more readings as soon as I can kind of sort it out and get the upload speed moving. Give me a subscribe if you haven't already. Please tap the bell so you don't miss anything. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Meanwhile, I'll be back soon. Have a good one. Peace.